Hi, Mark from Parkers here. As many of you will be aware, buying a property is considered one of the most stressful periods in anyone's life, but letting a property is not to be sniffed at. Today I'd like to take the opportunity to talk you through a checklist of things that you can do as a first-time renter to make the process as easy as possible with Parkers. Things like budgeting, documents that you might need, and a whole variety of other things that's going to make the process a lot simpler. What we're going to do is go and have a look at a property that we've got available at the moment. I'll talk you through the checklist, so come with me and we'll go through it. You've joined me here at one of the properties that we have available to let. It's a 2-bed end of terrace property which is really centrally located, which makes it ideal for commuters looking to get to local cities, but also potentially somebody who is looking to rent and find their feet locally before maybe going on to buying a property locally. What we'll do is we'll go inside, we'll have a little walk through the property, and at the same time I'll talk you through the first time renters checklist. So one of the first steps to consider if you're thinking about renting a property is to ensure that you have a deposit and your first month's rent set aside and available. The deposit is 5 weeks rent, and the first month's rent will naturally depend on the property that you choose. So it's important that you have those funds set aside and available prior to wanting to move into the property. So the next thing you want to think about is the rent, how much you want to pay for the property of your choice. The other thing you need to think about, as well as the rent though, is the other monthly expenses. So things like your council tax, your utilities and water, broadband, food, but also your monthly living expenses, so going out and socialising with friends and family, eating out, etc. So the next step to consider is how long you want to rent for. So what you really need to consider is, are you looking for something short term? Are you new to the area? Do you want to get familiar with the location before you commit to something longer term? Or do you think it's only going to be for a short period of time? Alternatively, are you looking for something longer term? Are you looking to settle down? Do you know the area already? Is it perfect for you and want to be there for several years? What I would recommend is, most landlords are going to have an idea in their mind of what they're looking for, so speak to your letting agent and they'll be able to give you some guidance and assist you in reaching the best for both parties. So the last point to consider when renting a property is, does it meet all your requirements? And probably one of the most important points of the checklist. So if you're a family, for example, is there a second bedroom for children? One consideration might be, does it have a bath? Having children, having a bath might be really important. Also, does it have any outdoor space like this property? That's really important for a lot of people. If you're a couple or an individual and you need to work from home, do you have some space to facilitate that? So these are all key points, and regardless of the length of tenancy, whether it be 6, 12 months or longer, I think the most important thing is to make sure that it feels like home. So that was our first time renters checklist. I hope you found it useful and informative. If, however, you do have any additional questions, I'd recommend getting in touch with our lettings team on 01189 575 455 or via email reading@parkersproperties.co.uk. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.